And it goes all the way back to, let's say, 100 AD.
Really?
Yes, man. Ancient Rome. It's important to know, in general, whatever the history is, in general, restaurants were really supported by travel.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's basically what it was. If you were home, you weren't leaving home to go to no restaurant. That wasn't happening until very recently.
It was only when you were moving along throughout the country or whatever you're going from, and that makes perfect. You need an inn to stay at.
Yes.
You needed food. You needed shelter. You need all the above.
Yes, and that's exactly the inn. So as traveling for several days, and they were bringing their goods from city to city, they would stay at inns along the way, and the innkeeper and his family would cook. That's basically the earliest that I know about restaurants. They would cook and serve meals, and then that's basically the first iteration of the restaurant. Welcome to the Modern Waiter Podcast. I'm Marlon Joseph, the Modern Waiter, where we discuss all things restaurant business. Learn something. Laugh at something. It is National Waitstaff Day.
What?
Yeah, that's May 21st.
We get a day?
We get a day. I told a friend, and she says, they're just giving everybody made-up holidays. It's important to note that some unofficial holidays or observances, such as National Waiters and Waitresses Day, are created by organizations or individuals to recognize and appreciate the contributions of people working in the service industry.
Okay.
These observances aim to raise awareness about the hard work and dedication of waiters and waitresses who play a vital role in the hospitality sector. This show is here to do our part, but first, the intro.
Tired of working deadbeat jobs for lame pay. I'm tired of getting fired and hired the same day. If you know the rules of the game, then you'll stay.
As usual, I'm joined by my good friend Danny DeVilla.
What's up, people?
Now, how do we celebrate this made-up holiday? Now, National Waiters and Waitresses, let's call it National Waitstaff Day.
I like it.
May 21st.
Okay.
And it's right in line with what we do, because here at the Modern Waiter Podcast, we celebrate people who are in our industry.
Absolutely.
Not just waiters and waitresses, but definitely
all of hospitality.
All of hospitality in general, restaurant workers, as a legitimate way to make money. Mm-hmm. I had a coworker who came across his guidance counselor. He was going to wait on him. And he felt a little shame. He felt like, oh, is that all you could be? Exactly. And I turned to him and I said, you know why? This is why I do the podcast, right? I said, you probably make more money than he does. You probably have more time off than he does. Yeah, we deal with the stigma of, oh, he's just a waiter, just a waiter, just a waiter. And then he looked at me, he's like, you know what? You're right. I said, whenever other people in other not restaurants, but other fields, they want time off, they have to get time off approved. Yeah. My man works for the government, and his schedule is done a year in advance. Yeah. So he either has to take the time off, or as a sick day or something, or suffer through it. Yeah. Yeah. You could be like, yo, we taking off 2 weeks from now or next week.
Yeah, for sure.
I could be there if I want to be there.
I get my shifts covered.
Flexibility, yeah. There's ups and downs. There's good points and bad points, but to everything. To everything, right? Mm-hmm. And we had on Barbara from Tips.
I've been reading the
Finances.
Book. I've been going through it back and forth. I've been checking it all out completely.
Good.
Because we had her on the show, and I kind of did the cliff notes.
Yes, as we do, because we have a lot of stuff going on, but then there's such valuable information in there. The most valuable thing that I like about her book is changing your mindset.
Yes.
And that's why we do the show, and that's why we're celebrating National Waitstaff Day. Yes, yes, yes. And so the first thing I thought about is, how do you celebrate this day? And I was doing some research. It seems like you got to go to work, right? Like, it's not like you get to kick back like Mother's Day and have somebody bring you some stuff.
No. You might get better tips if you're lucky.
Yes, that's one of the ways that they suggest that you celebrate is tip a server. How you going to tip them? They got to be at work. So it's yet another holiday that we have to work.
Yes.
Come on now. I mean.
Now, let me ask you, does this always fall on the same day as one of those kind of holidays, or is it always on like the whatever?
Like the third Thursday or whatever? Mm-hmm. That's an excellent question. For what I understand, it's a day, like a date day.
Yeah, okay.
So the 21st be the 21st. So this year it's on a Sunday.
Okay.
So let's see when we do the show next year if it's going to be on a Monday or is it like the third Sunday or fourth Sunday of the month and things like that. But from what I understand, it's the 21st.
Gotcha.
That's usually how those holidays, those made-up holidays are. It's like a day.
It just moves with the day,
Yeah, it moves with the date.
Yeah.
Correct. And so National Waitstaff Day activities, they suggest you go out to eat. How we going to go out to eat?
We working.
We working.
I'll go out to eat that dinner for dinner, though, because I only work lunch that day.
That's true. That's true. And so we can bless somebody else.
Yeah. Maybe we can do a shift drinks that day.
We have not done a shift drinks in a long time. Yeah, man. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Now, and so we're going to keep it audio, right?
Yeah.
Keep it straight gangster.
Keep it straight gangster.
That's right. That's right. Some people go out to eat a lot. They go out to eat every day and things like that. So they get to know their wait staff and the whatnots. I feel like regulars can get behind a holiday like this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But most regular people, I mean,
they probably don't even know what it is.
I know. First, even if you hear about it, what do?
Yeah.
You go out and you encounter a server who happens to be working. Mm-hmm. So you show them appreciation by a lot of the things that we talk about celebrating the national wait staff is basically celebrating the restaurants.
Yeah.
That's who you're really celebrating. You're going in there, spending your money, patronizing and things like that. That's the restaurant.
Yeah.
You're giving them business. Yeah. Ultimately, us business too.
But same, but different.
Yeah, you visit, and then you tip, right? And so finally, you compliment the server.
We should find out if we get a discount on National Waitstaff Day.
I know, like an in the biz discount.
Yeah,
that'd be hot.
There should be a national in the biz kind of day at certain restaurants. They should give people that are in the wait business a discount.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah, it could be for the day. If you don't do it ever, then definitely do it for the day.
Yeah, insider's birthday, an insider's show
love to the people.
Show love to the people.
Yeah,
that would be pretty fly, man.
Right?
I got to tell you, because it seems. Everybody I've told, I didn't know about it. Mm-hmm. Everybody I've told, nobody knows
about it. Yeah.
So let's just start raising awareness.
Yeah.
Every day, every year,
and we'll see if we can make this a national thing.
Yes.
Through the Modern Waiter podcast.
Yes.
Igniting the world on, at least the country, on hooking us up for that one day a year.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? They have Secretary's Day.
Yeah, they have all those kinds of things.
They have a day for everything. I mean,
I don't see why that sounds like a great idea.
And there's a ton of us.
Yeah.
There is, listen.
We're everywhere.
If you think about it, and later on in the show, we're going to go through the history of restaurants, really, and it's quite fascinating. It makes sense when you go through it in your head, but yeah, we'll go through it shortly. And so complimenting, I find that it's one of those like non-holidays because it's a day at work.
Yeah.
You get compliments, you get tipped, and people come to see you.
Absolutely. It's a normal day.
It's a normal day. Where are we going to get cards? Do you do cards anymore?
Very rarely.
What occasion do you do a greeting card?
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day?
Which is pretty much
right around the corner. Like this Sunday.
Yeah.
This Sunday's
when
Mother's Day.
When the show comes out, it'll be Mother's Day pretty much.
When this show comes out, Mother's Day just passed a couple days before that. Yeah, so I just got my card. Okay. My card's right there. And it used to be a pain in the butt because you know a lot of mothers. You know, your baby mother.
Yeah.
Your mother. Your grandmother.
Might have a grandmother.
Yeah. Your aunt's a mother.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Now, the markup on cards
are ridiculous. How much was that card you just got?
Listen.
Anyone know?
That card was not that expensive because you see it's not that big.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that one was probably only 7 something.
For paper, though.
For paper. Paper. And they're selling hundreds of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Killing
backed
it.
up, like the one SKU, whatever, what do they do with the old cards? Because you can't mess around and give your mom the same card back to back.
No.
Do they just tweak it? They change the dog to a cat and then
like
reprint it?
When they make the cards?
Yeah, when they make the cards.
It depends on the message. Like, if the message is timeless, you might see the message in the same spot every year.
That's a lot of pressure. What if you like the message and then...
Yeah. But you don't like the picture? Or the picture you need to switch it up?
No, but then...
But you're not going to get your mom the same card. I'm just saying that same card might be in Hallmark every year.
My point is, are you going to remember the card you gave last year or the year before? I feel like they got to dispose of them.
The parents?
No.
Oh.
Hallmark.
I don't know.
I mean, got to come out with the 2023s and
I'm
the 2024s.
sure and I'm sure they do have a revolving door of really good cards. But
Okay.
I'm guessing, but I'm sure there's probably like 1 or 2 that might be there every year.
I want to know.
That's a great question.
Because I'm the kind of guy now, I used to put a lot of thought.
Yeah.
Now I'm just bitter that I got to buy a card every year. You know what I mean? Like spend $10 on a big old grandiose card.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with a card? Rate it?
They love it, though.
Display it? Throw it away.
They're parents. They love it.
My mom, I'm under pressure, bro.
Loves it.
I can't not give a card.
Yeah. Because they're still old-fashioned. Okay, they love it.
I've been trying to lance cards out of my life. Okay?
But you got to do it.
You got to do it.
You got to do it.
How is it you're in a business that you're like, yo, they got to come to us?
They got to.
Like, where else are you getting cards besides Hallmark? They got them in the grocery store. You ever go to...
But even when you go to the grocery store, it still says buy Hallmark.
Yes.
Have you noticed that? Like,
yes.
Anywhere you're buying the cards from, they're either a Hallmark card or a greeting kind of... Even if you go to the dollar store, there's a version of a Hallmark card there, too.
And they probably put out, like, the off-brand, too.
Oh, yeah.
They got the printer, so
they
just
got
like...
They got you.
They got you.
They got you on both ends.
They got you coming and going.
Yes.
And the bootleg cards look bootleg. You're like, I don't want this. It don't even, right? The texture's all thin.
Yeah, it's all thin. Yeah,
You
you're
know?
like, oh, I can't give this.
The words aren't that thoughtful.
I can't give this out.
You can't.
Yeah, this is the basic one.
Like you go to Aldi and they got cards. I just walk by. I can't.
It's the card stock.
Stop it.
They just gave you basic card stock and they folded it in half.
Yes. Sometimes it looks like an index card. You just like the one side. It don't even open.
It's a postcard.
Exactly. Like, what is this? So yeah, maybe we can petition Hallmark for a waitstaff day card.
I like that
because they got the minor holidays and things
yeah.
like that. But I think in general, since electronic mail, I think that letters and cards have declined. They have to.
Oh,
I
they
just
have
don't
to.
see them come through as many. So it has to be.
Now, obviously, like I said, the big one's Mother's Day.
Okay.
Maybe Father's Day, you'll get a card.
But fathers aren't going to care.
Yeah, we don't care that much.
I mean, do you give? I want to know what you give. The cards that you give. Christmas?
Birthday?
Birthday?
You know what cards are good for? Cards are good for gift cards.
They're a gift card holder?
Yes.
That's true.
That is when I buy a card, I'm usually, because I'm not getting a full-on present or something like that, giving out a gift card. So it gives you that little bit of both. It gives you something that says you care, and it holds the gift card in it because it already comes with an envelope and everything else.
True. I do not care for gift cards. I'm a cash guy.
Okay. Well, they hold cash too.
They hold cash very nicely. I like that. I don't do the checks because I forget I wrote a check.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't even have checks.
You know they don't give you checks no more?
Yeah. You have to ask for them, right?
You gotta ask them. You gotta buy
ask
them
and pay.
Yeah.
Okay. They used to be free.
They used to be free.
Yeah, remember free checking.
They used to be free, and now it's like, you're like, what is a check?
What is a check?
Yo, my mom loves her some checks. Loves her some checks, and it was a situation where she had to either Zelle me or something like that electronic. I was so proud of her. Then she asked me about something else payment-wise, and I go, Mom, you already opened the Pandora's box. Just Zelle it.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, but don't do any extra.
Yeah,
You're already there.
Yeah. Don't have me going to the bank. I don't even go to the bank. I do the photo thing.
Yeah.
But checks are done for.
Well, you still receive checks in your other business.
I receive checks.
Yes.
Yeah. But
like you said, you don't go to the bank with them.
No.
They go right into the bank, right from the phone.
Only cash I go to the bank for or anything like that. And even that, I just go to the ATM. And I shove that bad boy in there. But when they come out with the checks that you can do on your phone, the mobile deposit, glory hallelujah. Oh my gosh. Ain't nobody trying to step into a bank for nothing.
I know these poor bankers. I go to a bank and I need to go talk to the person. There's no person there anymore.
No, there isn't. They just wall everything off. There's one person.
Yeah.
For the stubborn people like my mom that like she goes to the bank. Well, she wants to know the banker.
When you're trying to open a bank account, certain things like that, I feel like you'd have to have somebody there.
Electronically. The only thing that you really have to go into the bank for is when you have a business account. You have to see a person. Mm-hmm. But a regular degular checking savings, that's it. It's a wrap. You don't got to go in. I love it.
Customer service.
None. And that's the thing about our business, too. It's like customer service is waning now in our business. It's just all these bad actors in our business. Yeah. It's changing.
Absolutely.
The kiosks are changing. Mm-hmm. The computers are taking over. I heard you guys are getting POS down, tablets and stuff.
Ah, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you don't like change.
I hate it.
I know.
Everybody else asked. They were like, "Well, we can't wait." I go. I kind of gave them that look. I eyeballed them. I was like,
"So here's what's funny. You don't write stuff down. Now you gotta input at the source. You don't. You tend to rely on your memory.
Yeah.
And so, what do you think changes with the tablet?
My biggest issue, and I'm not really worried about that part of it, because I could still, that is going to be more helpful for like bigger tops. But my one issue, what I was worried about in the beginning was, I don't like when people stand over me when, like the whole tablet, you put the tablet down and they're tipping and, you wait.
Oh, it's one of those? Yeah. No, it can't be.
I hope not.
No, it can't be one of those. No.
Where you tap and you got.
It's got to be the ones that the server has, not the one that you pay on the.
I think it's both. I think it's a little bit of both. I'll find out
okay.
I'll find out on Thursday.
Oh, that's soon.
Yeah.
So, okay, listen. Not the ones that you get at like the certain type of restaurants that they leave on the table.
No, not the ones that stay
But it's
there.
one for you, and then you pay on. Okay, I get that. I get it. Because then basically you're replacing your POS.
Yes.
Okay.
But they said there's still a solid state POS because they have to have a hub, which is good. So
which is fine.
Yeah. So there'll still be a solid state like in two places in the building, but then everybody else walks around with the tablet itself.
We're gonna have to do a show on this.
Yeah.
I'm particularly interested to know. I like the streamlinedness of these 2 points. I can only imagine that you have an updated 86 list.
I hope so.
Then we don't have that wine or that beer or anything like that. That to me is maddening.
Yeah.
When you go back, something gets sold under you and things like that. So that's one thing that I like. And then with doing the modifications, you get to kind of go through it right away.
We'll see. I don't know yet.
We'll see, and we'll let the people know.
No, yeah.
That was a straight left turn on that topic, but
yeah. But it still has to do with servers and waitstaff.
It does have to do with
change, and we're talking about change, and
it's changing, and I think it's changing forever, and it ain't going back. I know. It ain't going. It's less service for people. People don't even know what they're tipping for anymore.
I know, that's what I don't like, and that's what my biggest thing is. Like, so at least I was told I'm allowed to still do the paper version. Like, they can. My biggest thing is, don't be over my shoulder while I'm leaving your tip, or don't be right in front of me. You know what I mean? I want the ability to leave you what I leave you without you knowing. I feel like there's a certain amount of
I feel differently about that.
I don't like the whole when you're sitting there and they're like, oh, and it gives you like 3 options, 18, 20, 22, or I don't like all that. I like filling it out or giving you cash and then you walk, you know what you got.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's my kind of thing. Like I remember I was at a sushi spot and I was getting some lunch and I was paying cash. The guy gave me my slip. Yeah. He brings it over to the machine. I said, no, I'm paying cash. Don't worry about it. But he stood there after that. Like, dude, I'm paying cash.
Yeah, back up.
Yeah. Don't be all in my pocket. I want some space.
So why do you feel that way in particular?
I don't know. I feel like it's almost like bullying me to leave a tip. I want people to tip me on me and feel comfortable with what they're doing.
That's interesting because any other situation where a transaction is made, you're present.
Yeah.
And there's a security thing about it. There's a personal.
No, and I'm fine with when you talk about security, I'm fine with running the card right in front of you.
No, this is not what I'm talking about. When I go to Macy's, let's just say, another dead ass thing that's going away soon, and I pay, they're there. They don't walk away.
True, but they also don't get tipped.
They also don't get tipped, but you're still getting paid.
You're right.
So there should be no shame in standing there while somebody tips you.
I mean, I see what you're talking about.
I get the sentiment that, you don't want to make some people feel uncomfortable, but that's what, I don't think that there should be any discomfort about that part of the transaction, because you are worthy of someone tipping you. You're worthy of them complimenting you or giving you feedback. It could be good. It could be bad. And the money transaction shouldn't be shameful. It should be celebrated.
Yeah.
It's not, to me, it's not that big of a deal, because I'll tell you what, I don't want to walk away and then I get screwed as far as them not filling out the copy or taking both copies and things like that. It's tradition that, you walk away and then this and that. But outside that tradition, it's a transaction.
No, you're right.
I'm responsible for this money.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the tip, because the tip, you can get tipped or you cannot get tipped. Not that big of a deal. How much? Really up to you. It doesn't really bother me, because I am here on the whole, on the total, on the day, on the week, on the month, not on the micro thing. So you can tip me or not tip me, no big deal, but I need this transaction to be perfect.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions like, is the gratuity included or whatever, I'm right there. Because sometimes they do look around and they say,
I mean, I don't go far. I just like to, almost like when you're putting in your pin, like at the hardline thing, I turn my back just so they know that they have that privacy to put their pin in.
Yeah.
And I just like give them that moment. For me is more of a, this is your time to decide what you want to do. And then I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere, but I'm not.
That's legitimate, but I don't have that feeling of, I'd rather not be present and things like that.
Yeah.
And we're different, and that's fine. But I look at it as a business way of doing things.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense.
Including the tip. And it's important that everything's filled out right and filled out at all. Because so many times people gank you, they take the wrong copy or they take both copies and things like that. That won't happen with the POS.
Yeah.
But not everyone has to have my sensibilities, but it's a transaction is all I'm saying. So there should be less emotion about it.
No, you're right.
You know what it is? The emotion part of it is because what we do is personal.
Yes.
We're giving people, I know it's a job, but we're giving people our all, our time, our art. And so it feels a little personal.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how I feel about the whole tipping thing anyway. It's kind of like they have your salary in your hand, and it's an odd thing. I sign up for it, but it's just odd. Moving right along, let's get into the
history.
The history,
yes, let's do
of restaurants, really. And so before we start that, if you enjoy our show, you enjoy our content, you enjoy our vibe, give us a like, subscribe. And it really helps us to know which way, as particularly if you reach out to us. You can leave comments, or you can reach out to me at the Modern Waiter Podcast on Instagram. I believe it's the same on TikTok as well.
Okay.
Or themodernwaiter@gmail.com.
Boom.
I read and respond.
He checks everything.
Yes, I check everything.
Everything.
Now going into the
history.
The history, the timeline. And it goes all the way back to, let's say, 100 AD.
Really?
Yes, man. Ancient Rome. Peasants. Well, it's important to know, in general, whatever the history is, in general, restaurants were really supported by travel.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's basically what it was. If you were home, you weren't leaving home to go to no restaurant. That wasn't happening until very recently.
It was only when you were moving along throughout the country or wherever you're going from, and that makes perfect. You need an inn to stay at.
Yes.
You needed food. You needed shelter. You need all the above.
Yes, and that's exactly the inn. So as traveling for several days, and they were bringing their goods from city to city, they would stay at inns along the way, and the innkeeper and his family would cook. That's basically the earliest that I know about restaurants. They would cook and serve meals, and then that's basically the first iteration of the restaurant. Then when you get to ancient times, you get more street vendors emerging.
But it's got to be before AD, actually, when you think about it, because even Jesus, even though he was born in a manger, that was an inn.
I'm the last person to talk about history with, okay? But as we start to move about, like you said, move about the country, it wasn't, like it was today.
Absolutely no, nowhere near.
Yeah, your whole method of living did not go about eating outside.
No, you were getting everything from your land.
Yes.
And yeah, you were eating off your land. You were hunting. You were all the above.
You were lucky to eat.
Yeah.
You were
happy to eat.
They ain't nobody out there so flush with food that they were supplying for other people.
No.
Okay. And so as the street vendors selling food and beverages to the public, similarly in China, the Song Dynasty, what's that, 760 to 1279 about, the roadside establishments like tea houses and things like that, those were travelers' havens as it is. And as we go along in history, we're going through the Middle Ages, the things start to change a little bit more. More established inns and more establishments started to provide food and selling certain things to travelers that way. And so as we go along, I think the quantum leap in the restaurant industry, I guess, is the French Revolution.
That makes perfect sense.
So what's that, 1787, something like that, when the aristocrats lost their chefs and all that. The chefs really are the ones that branched out and started to service. They started their own thing. They started to service not just aristocrats, but
people,
regular people. Regular people started to get introduced to the fine dining, but
to dining out in general. Yeah.
Yes, they started to get exposed to those foods because of those chefs. Couple that with the Industrial Revolution, what's that, 1760 or whatever the case may be.
1800s, yeah.
1800s, I guess. Who knows? So the Industrial Revolution now, things are starting to...
We're creating cities. We are building. Everything's booming as a whole.
Everything's booming, and now...
It's going from farmland to cities to... I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. Things are starting to expand, and so is modes of transportation. I don't care if it's a horse or whatever the case.
Yeah.
Yes.
Carriages, all these kind of things are really coming into play. I mean, we had carriages back in the day, but now they were more. Now they become more of. That's what you see everywhere. This is how you get around. This is how you move along.
Yes.
People start creating bikes. They creating all these other little things. So yeah.
Urbanization. Mobilization. That really expanded and exploded the concept of the restaurants. Now you're getting to the 1800s, where restaurants really started to grow with the implementation of trains and automobiles and things like that. Boom. Now travel is expanding. Now you have more restaurants.
Now you're moving faster.
Now you're even moving faster and wider as the countries start to grow. And particularly in the United States, when you're getting now to the 19th century, the concept of the modern restaurant developed. And the gold standard of the modern restaurant was Delmonico's in New York City. What's that? 1827.
Oh wow!
So that's the height of the most famous and influential restaurants of that time, setting the industry standards for fine dining. So you get the fine dining, then you get the White Castle. Yeah, White Castle is attributed to. White Castle is responsible for, or I don't know if the word is responsible, but They give
the first fast food?
Yes, one of the first fast food restaurants out there. So they have the popular
How old is White
hamburger
Castles?
restaurants. 1900s. I don't know when it was open, but that's the
Early
one.
1900s.
Early 1900s. So McDonald's is the most famous, but White Castle was said to be the first.
Yeah.
And then it's all off and running from there. Now you have restaurants that continue to evolve off of the concept of other restaurants.
Yeah.
So nothing new in this world. Nothing's new in this world.
We
So
recycle. We reinvent. We put two things together.
We put two things
we
together.
mash it up. We do a lot of different things with food now.
without a doubt. And so casual dining starts to become a thing, particularly at the same time that two-income families starting to be
Absolutely.
a thing. So there's less nuclear where the mom stays home and cooks. When the mom is cooking or whoever's at home.
Yeah, there's a hot meal waiting for you at home.
Correct.
You're eating at home.
Yes.
Okay.
However, if both people are working
you're
both
gonna eat
people
out
are
more.
tired, you're
Yeah.
going, boom, you're going to eat out more. And that is where, boom, fast casual starts to take off, is when both parents are starting
Start
to
work,
work and things like that. Now, it's people are staying home for different reasons. They just don't want to go out, but they ain't cooking either.
No, they don't even know how to cook half a meal.
Yes. Yes. It's scary.
Yeah, man.
What are the metrics? I want to know what are the metrics? Because back in the day, somebody wanted a woman that could cook, or, a man that could provide and things like that. Now things are expensive, and seemingly, men need the two-income households, but do they need the wife that cooks, or if they have if they have the means, do they need the wife that cooks or want the wife that cooks? What is it that people are looking for now? It's kind of wild, right? Because everybody goes out to eat.
I mean, they do, but you should want your wife to know how to cook, especially if you have kids.
So how are these restaurants all surviving then?
Because they don't want to cook half the time.
That's true. That's true.
They're already used to not having to cook.
I don't get it. I still got one foot in the old school, one foot in the new school.
Yeah, but as survival as a whole, you should always learn how to cook, whether you're a man or a woman. Okay.
Without a doubt. I mean, there's plenty of men
Yeah.
and women who still cook. But
Absolutely.
I ain't met them.
So if you're out there now,
Yeah, if you're out there, holla. I wish I was kidding. We do this for you each and every week. We enjoy it.
love it. We love it.
Once again, yes, if you do enjoy our show, just pass it on to a friend. That's the best way you can
sure.
help us out. You tell me you listened to the Modern Waiter podcast, and it was pretty cool. We will talk to you next week, because we do this for you each and every week. I'm Marlon Joseph, the Modern Waiter.
I'm Danny Villain. Subscribe, people.
We'll see you next time.
Later.